Itanna, why do you want me not to sleep? I gotta function. Today we're going to be talking about Blessed Moments by Itanna on wattpad. And this is a Yu-Gi-Oh fanfic. There's lots of shippings of Atem/Yami and Yugi. And it's awesome. I think I've been saying that backwards this whole time. If I have, I'm sorry. I've confused myself. I've been saying Eternal Love, but it's Love Eternal. Let's go. 4 in the Love Eternal series. That is called Blessed Moments. And it is a very interesting part because of the story it tells. Yami/Atem and Yugi receive their duo mini bundle of joys at the end of book 3, Intertwined Fate, naming them Atemu and Heba. This story brings us along on Yugi and Yami's journey into parenthood, a rather overlooked part of most stories, and an overlooked part of parenthood. This overlooked part being your husband and wife is no longer just yours. And Yugi and Yami have twins. Yami is feeling a bit neglected and maybe a little bit jealous of Yugi's preference to watch over the kids while they sleep rather than go to a Kaiba banquet with Yami. And let's be real, guys, like, I'd go to a Kaiba banquet. That sounds awesome. Yugi struggles to part with his kids as well as finding a happy balance with spending time with his husband. Yami struggles not to be jealous of his 2 children that he now has to share his little Hikari with. Will these two be able to find a happy medium, or are one of these people gonna have to give up something that they want to satisfy their partner's desires as well? Of course, this is Itanna's 4th book in the Love Eternal series, so of course we can expect more lovins. I mean, and these parts are just too cute for words, so why use words? Itanna delivers another well worth losing sleep over installment in the Eternal Love series, and I did lose plenty of sleep just to read this, Itanna. This story is told from Atem/Yami's perspective, and although a lot of it is on the part of the jealousy that Yami is feeling over not being able to spend time with his Hikari, we do not miss out when it comes to the great feared, I say feared now, feared Pharaoh singing to his little princess Heba. And of course, you know, Yugi's doting over those children. Cons to this story. So, as a standalone story, there's nothing to really pick at. Itanna, because you leave me no choice, because I gotta find something here, I mean, come on. Book 4 did not have as complex a story or plot, or not storyline, but plotline as the first 3. This was just a very simplistic plotline, very sweet and simplistic plotline, but in comparison to the first 3 that I read, I was expecting it to be a little bit more complex. Also, at the end of the story, Atem's mother gets brought in, and it feels just a smidgen random because I don't remember there being a mention of her earlier in the story. I could 100% have missed it, and I'm sorry if I did. Completely disregard this if I did. But at the end, the way she came in felt just a little bit random for me, and just like having a few mentions of her before even Atem thinking about her would have just felt like that tied in better together. I would have liked to see Yugi lose his temper a little bit, especially at that one part where Yami kind of messed up the smidgen and everybody around Yami knew it and Yami knew it. But that's not really Yugi's character, is it? So that's not actually a con for real. That's just something I would have liked to enjoy seeing more, because in book 2, which is my favorite, Yugi literally slapped some sense into Pharaoh. I just would have liked to see that again because I freaking loved that part. The pros, these are so easy to pick out too. As always, the writing is well balanced between descriptive and moving the story along, because a lot of times people will just fill in flowery words, which sounds cool and pretty and all, but the story is now 16 times longer than it had to be. Itanna does not do that. We get to share in this characterization development from book 1 to book 4, and I'm working on book 5 right now. I'm almost finished with that, and that's for the next part. And it's really great to see, like, you had Yugi from book 1, and he was just too shy, too much of a pushover. Then you had Yami, of course, dark, brooding, and maybe a little bit mean Yami. And now they've both developed into these well-rounded characters that still have flaws that we love. Basically, you just have these two characters trying to figure out life together, and it's just awesome, personally. How many unicorn stickers are we gonna give this? So because of the cons I mentioned before, this was not my favorite in the series. Still a great read, and I did lose sleep over it. So I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 unicorn stickers. The second book, Unveiled Past, remains my favorite of the series. But the series as a whole is making me lose way too much sleep, and apparently I can't just not function because I want to read. So not fair. Now we're just going to take a quick moment here and read an excerpt from the story. People mess up in the story and I love it. Are you sure? Yugi asks questioningly, his eyes staring directly into mine. You are okay with this? Well, I murmur as I take a deep breath, my fingers correcting the crumpled fabric at the neck of my suit as I drop my gaze. It would seem that you have already come to a decision on the matter, so there is no purpose in arguing about it. I refused to meet his eyes as I trod past him. Yami. The click of my heels on the wooden stairs sound through the house and are echoed by the soft slap of bare feet not far behind. I feel a small, slender hand reach out and grab my shoulder, but I smoothly slip away. Yami! I continue to ignore him as I trod down the final steps and towards the door. Yami, look at me! He shouts at me. Please! I pause before the door, my hand resting on the cool metal of the doorknob. My fingers are wrapped so tightly around the doorknob that my fingers are beginning to ache, and the metal begins to burn beneath my palm. Breathe. Breathe, Yami, breathe. Don't allow your anger to take over. I slowly turn to face him, my hand still firmly secured on the doorknob. Yes? I ask smoothly, softly. Are you angry with me? What would make you think that? I ask coolly, silently struggling to keep my emotions in check. Yugi stares at me with wide shock in her eyes. Silver tears are beginning to prick in his eyes, but he blinks them away. He swallows nervously before opening his mouth to speak. Please don't be angry with me, he whispers. I don't think I can stand staying here, knowing that you left here angry with me. His thin arms cross across his chest while his hands clutch onto his arms as if desperately attempting to hold himself together. His knuckles are turning white from the tightness of his grip. Yugi, I sigh. If I'm going to Kaiba's banquet, I need to leave now. The words leave my mouth in a harsher manner than I intended, but I can't take them back now. Yami, he chokes out. Have a wonderful evening, I respond curtly, planting a gentle kiss on his forehead. I will see you later tonight. Yami, he reaches out for me, but I've already gone. The door shuts behind me with a click, and cool night air does nothing to relieve my growing sense of anger. Flames of outrage licking at my heels as I walk out into the night. Good evening, Yami, Solomon calls out cheerfully to me. He waves at me with a broad and gentle smile, a smile that I can't seem to bring myself to return. Where's Yugi? I thought he was going to the banquet tonight as well. It would appear that we will no longer be needing your services, I answer coolly as I continue to walk by, not even slowing down for a second. A strong hand grips onto my arm, halting my brisk progression in an instant. Yami, what is going on? He asks concernedly. Deep purple eyes look upon me with open concern and worry. What happened this evening? Nothing noteworthy, I answer with little to no emotion in my voice. I have nothing to tell you. Yami, you know that you can trust me, he says gently. I see you as my son, just as I see Yugi. Now please, talk to me. We are talking, I say smoothly, my voice slipping past my lips and into my ears like venom. It almost sounds like the voice of a stranger, but I can't bring myself to want to change it. I have to go now, Solomon. Yami, come talk to me later, he says seriously as my arm slips out of his grasp. I'm serious, Yami. That wasn't a suggestion. I will definitely keep that in mind. I turn on my heel and continue on my way down the street. Have a wonderful evening, Solomon. Thank you for the chat. The same goes for you, Yami, he says quietly as he begins to walk towards the house. I glance back at him and watch in silence as he walks into the house. A quiet sigh escapes me as I turn away and continue walking in the direction of the banquet, though the only thought going through my head during my walk is Yugi and his heartbroken expression, and the pain it brings me. That is all you get. Go check out her story, Blessed Moments, Book 4 in the Love Eternal series. You will lose sleep over it, so start early or be prepared to be tired the next day. If you're feeling it, take a second, go follow me on Instagram. I post what I'm reading about, and I post when I make uploads on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to the next review, and see you next time.